Hello, my viewers. Favored here on Psychological Realities. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll appreciate. Today, let's talk about Faith. Faye of Brighton, the PL channel, and Faith, who declared herself a witch. Faith, who is supposed to have died or who is dead. Faith, who is being said that she has resurrected. Faith, who is now the bone of contention among some YouTubers. Now, most of you know that I'm a follower of Brighton and Watchdog, and I have nothing against them, against their content, but I'm just here to shed some light on what is going on because I'm seeing this faith story give people a headache. People are not getting the answers, but I've come here to shed some light because the whole story of Faye, whether people will understand it or not, whether because I know at this particular point, even Brighton himself is confused of what happened because they saw Faith on channel and all the havoc she caused on Deborah. The police officers saw Faith causing a lot of problems, appearing and disappearing and threatening people here and there. And we saw Ray Paul bring in the witch doctor. The only mistake I can say Brighton did was to bring on his channel the witch doctor, because now it messed up everything. Anyway, that one aside. Now, after the witch doctor appeared, there was a contention between Faith and that doctor, wanamwita daktari, and we saw how they fought the spiritual fights, and he promised Faith that she was going to die, and we saw Faith get sick. She was taken to the hospital, and apparently she died. Next time we saw her in the city morgue. And we followed up to the Kisi. It was said that there is where she was supposed to be buried. We saw the brother even threatened Aleko and Deborah. And you see, in 2019, I lost my dad, and everything about his death, there was a lot of confusion. And in 2020 forward, we ended into Corona season, and I wanted to seek answers of what really happened to my dad on YouTube. No one else I can seek for answers because we were all indoors, and his death was very much painful to me. And so I happened to come across Promova TV and Silas TV, and I used to see a lot of testimonies from pastors, from people who are from evil world, witch doctors, cultists who had given their lives to God, and how they used to confess how they used to do things. And then in one of the stories on Promova TV, I came across a young lady by the name Loveless and another woman. Now, this young girl, apparently she was staying with the grandmother. The grandmother is alienated her from the mother and the whole family, and she was training her to be a witch. And in the process, the mother was somehow prayerful, but even though she was prayerful, the grandmother managed to kill her. She was buried. Even in school, people are asking this young girl, how is it that your mother is dead and you are still coming to school? But she was never, that love of her mother, it was taken away from her. And she only loved the grandmother. She hated the mother. So after the mother's burial, she decided to go to seek for employment in the city as a house help. Wherever she went, she had a very big wound which was never healing. And so the owner had to call in some people, some ladies who prayed for her. And because the attacks were too much, the employer decided to let her go to this woman who had prayed for her. And this woman was a real intercessor, just a simple woman, prayed for her. A lot of things happened. The long story is on Promova TV. You can go and look for aliyekufa miaka 7 iliyopita na kufanywa msukule Kigoma, arudishwe kwa nguvu ya maombi kutoka da. Now this lady went to Dar es Salaam, where this woman was praying for her. They later discovered that even though the mother had died, she did not die. She had been taken as a zombie. Msukule, I don't know how Msukule is called in English. And people in the village knew that this woman had died. The family knew that the woman had died, but she was taken away by witches, led by the grandmother, the mother-in-law. And so after praying in the city, they kept on receiving attacks from witches in the village, led by the grandmother. But then the prayers were too intense, and the grandmother died. After the grandmother dying, the witches kept on attacking this lady and telling her to come and take over from where the grandmother left. So they increased the prayers and so forth. And so the woman promised this lady that she has been told by God that the mother had not died. So they need to pray for the mother to appear and do and true to to her words, they started receiving a report that the mother has been spotted you in the graveyards, you where and where. And eventually the mother was found, and for some time she was not talking. But now after praying, the mother started talking. The news reporter of Promova TV had to go all the way from the city to the village, Kigoma now. When they went to Kigoma, to that village, they found now this woman who gave now her own side of the story. She said that when they said that she had died, this witch had come and took her. They applied on her some medicine, so she was invisible. And they took a stem of banana. She was like a stem of banana, and that's what they buried. So when people are crying around and saying that, oh, this so and so has died, she was not the one. She said that she could see everyone, but no one could see her. Even in that 7 years period, she could come in the house in the night, eat some things, and just go. And no one will notice her. You see. And so I want to tell you that life is spiritual, and I'm guessing that this is what happened to Faye, because we saw the other day when Ray Paul and Deborah went to that witch doctor's house. They found Faye in the corner. She was laying like a dead person, and for by them noticing that was Faye, they were very much perplexed, and they wanted even to run away. And we saw everything. You can go and watch that on Brighton channel. And you see, if you don't know the spirituality, you won't understand. You'll keep on saying that it was drama, that Brighton was lying to you. I'm 100% sure that even Brighton doesn't know what is going on. Because I saw how Ray Paul was perplexed with Deborah, and they were wondering how comes we buried Faye. We saw her in the casket being put 6 feet down under. And now she was there. The Mganga said, when they asked for explanation, the Mganga said that what they buried was a snake. In many places in this Promova TV, we've seen people being found. Others, even on Bishop Joseph Kwajima's channel, you'll find that he keeps on bringing people forth. People have been supposed to have died, but in reality they were taken away by witches for their own purposes. And if you don't pray, if you don't pray very hard, you find that such people, they'll just go, and when their time of dying reach, they just die, and they are forgotten. So life is spiritual. People are confused about Faye's death. I don't know about the kidnap of Brighton's family. That one I'm not aware, because it was not on the channel. But when I watched the whole scenario, because you can go to the hospital where Faith was admitted, her name is there. Go to the city mortuary, you will find her name there. To the village, I believe you'll find the burial permit there. Anyone who really want to know the truth, stop about class chasing. You'll see the truth. You'll go and seek for the truth. Go look for the inspector, the officer, Gideon, the police officer who was handling the case. The case is there in the OB. So you cannot understand spiritual things with this physical eye. So I've just come to say some light, because I believe people are confused. People will call Brighton's names, but the truth is that whatever that happened. Even the brother is confused about what happened. Kindly subscribe to my channel, and I'll appreciate. If you want to go and watch the Promova TV, it is 2 years ago. Aliyekufa miaka 7 iliyopita na kufanywa msukule Kigoma arudishwa kwa nguvu za maombi kutoka da. It is there. And very many other stories just like this of Faye. Thank